Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
This time we're going somewhere most English speakers never get to experience.
Oh, really?
We're diving into a German language novel excerpt
Oh.
that Yul provided, the source material,
Hi.
to uncover its secrets.
Sounds good.
It's a story about a man discovering this hidden world.
Uh-huh.
But it's so much more than that.
Okay.
Makes you think about like the duality in us,
Mm-hmm.
the power of the unseen, and the choices we make when confronted with the extraordinary.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what I find fascinating is how this excerpt blends fantasy and science fiction
Yeah.
and even philosophy.
Yeah.
It operates on multiple levels, and it really invites us to question our perceptions of reality.
Okay, so let's meet our main character, Herr Meyer.
Okay.
He seems like an ordinary guy living in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
but he has this uncanny ability to see and interact with Spiegelbilder.
Oh, wow.
Spiegelbilder.
That's an interesting term.
Yeah.
Spiegelbild is key here. Because it translates to mirror image, but it's more than that.
Right.
It suggests a reflection of the self, an alternate version existing in another dimension.
Whoa. So like everyone has a potential doppelganger, and he can see them
Yeah.
and interact with them.
Precisely.
That's wild.
And his journey begins on what seems like a normal Monday morning.
Okay.
But everything is in black and white
Oh, well.
when he wakes up.
So he's trapped in like an old movie. I can
Absolutely.
imagine that'd be pretty freaky.
At first, he thinks it's medical or psychological,
Right.
but things get stranger.
Okay.
He finds he's wearing multiple rings on each finger,
Really?
16 in total.
Oh, wow.
Each ring seems to grant him a different ability,
Okay.
and these abilities are linked to his Spiegelbild.
Okay, so the rings are like the power source.
Yeah, you could say that.
But they're shared with this other self. What kind of abilities are we talking?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The novel mentions the ability to see and manipulate energy lines,
Energy lines.
something reminiscent of meditation and astral projection.
I was going to say that sounds like astral projection.
Yeah. Okay. These energy lines seem to connect everything in this hidden world,
Okay.
and Herr Meyer can somehow influence them.
So we're already blurring the lines between the physical and the metaphysical here.
Exactly.
Is this where his Spiegelbild comes in?
Exactly.
Huh.
The novel introduces Jan,
Uh,
Herr Meyer's primary Spiegelbild,
okay.
like the flip side of Herr Meyer's personality,
Okay.
who acts as a guide to this new reality.
So they're two sides of the same coin,
Right.
connected by these rings and this ability to perceive energy lines.
Yeah.
But how do they communicate?
Good question.
How do they share knowledge and abilities?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
The novel describes a fascinating concept. They transfer knowledge and abilities through books,
Books.
not physical books,
Right.
but more like packets of information exchanged in this mental space.
Oh.
It's as if knowledge itself is a currency in this world.
So they're literally downloading information from each other.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's incredible.
It is.
But I bet it's a lot for him to process.
You think.
He seems like a pretty rational,
Right.
scientific guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's constantly struggling to reconcile everything he's experiencing
Yeah.
with how the world works.
Yeah.
He's got one foot in reality and the other in this fantastical realm.
Yeah.
And it's creating a real internal conflict.
So it's not just about the cool powers
Right.
in this hidden world.
Right.
It's about how this like challenges his entire worldview.
It really does.
I can see how that would be both exhilarating
Yeah,
and terrifying.
precisely.
And this is where the novel introduces another layer of complexity,
Okay.
the Daumenkunden,
Daumenkunden.
or thumb customers.
Yeah, what an odd name.
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah. Who are these thumb customers?
Think of them as individuals with higher authority
Okay.
in the Spiegelbild world.
Yeah.
They have a greater influence, and their existence hints at a power structure within this hidden society.
Okay.
It suggests that this Spiegelbild world isn't just a mirror image of ours,
Right.
but has its own unique rules and hierarchy.
Okay, so things are getting even more intriguing.
They are.
We've got these Spiegelbilder, these rings granting abilities,
Right?
this concept of energy lines that connect everything,
Yes.
and now this whole power structure
Mm-hmm.
with thumb customers at the top.
Yeah.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It certainly is.
Right.
And the novel doesn't stop there.
Okay.
It reveals that there are different types of Spiegelbilder
Okay.
with varying levels of power and influence.
Okay.
Some are more aligned with Herr Meyer, while others seem antagonistic.
Okay.
It's like a whole spectrum of personalities and intentions.
So it's not just a simple duality.
Right.
It's a whole ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
of different Spiegelbilder
Exactly.
with different agendas.
That's right.
Almost like a society unto itself, hidden from our view.
Exactly.
And as he becomes more comfortable with his abilities, he becomes more willing to explore and experiment.
Okay.
And this is where the Traumerin come in.
Traumerin.
Or dream watches.
Interesting.
Dream watches. What do they do?
The novel describes them as facilitating shared dream experiences,
Oh, wow.
allowing him to connect with other Spiegelbilders
Okay.
on a deeper level,
Okay.
stepping into each other's subconscious.
Wait, so they can literally share dreams?
Yeah, they can share dreams.
Like some kind of shared lucid dreaming experience?
Yeah, like a shared lucid dreaming.
That's both amazing
I know.
and terrifying.
It certainly is.
Whoa.
And the novel hints at the potential dangers of these abilities,
Okay.
particularly when it comes to manipulating thoughts and actions.
Oh, boy.
It's not all fun and games in this Spiegelbild world.
There's always a catch, right?
Seems that way.
So we've got these rings, energy lines, thumb customers,
Uh-huh.
and even shared dreaming. What else does this world throw at him?
Well, the novel introduces other fascinating elements. We
Yeah.
learn about government agencies aware of and studying these phenomena.
Hold on, so there are people in, like, authority
Yeah.
who know about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing about it?
That's one of the big mysteries the excerpt leaves us with.
Okay.
It mentions paranormal police
Paranormal police.
and a mysterious entity called Top Secret,
Oh, wow.
suggesting a hidden world operating in parallel.
Intriguing. So it's not just him and his Spiegelbild out there
Right.
exploring this new reality.
Yeah.
There are organized groups, maybe.
Possibly.
Even factions with different agendas.
Could be.
What does that mean for Herr Meyer?
This is where the stakes get higher.
Okay.
The novel emphasizes the importance of protecting one's mind
Oh, okay.
from unwanted influence and manipulation by other Spiegelbilders.
So it's like psychic self-defense.
Yeah, you could say that.
You need to build up your mental defenses to navigate this world safely. It reminds me of like those mindfulness techniques
Oh, yeah.
people use in the real world
Yeah.
to protect themselves from negative thoughts and influences.
That's a great connection.
Yeah.
The novel introduces the concept of Steinkunde,
Steinkunde.
or stone lore,
Okay.
which is presented as a way to shield oneself from unwanted influence.
So like stones is psychic shields?
Yeah, basically.
That's cool. But if there's a need for mental defense, it implies a real threat.
Right.
What's out there that's so dangerous?
Well, the novel hints at a power struggle,
Okay.
a clash between those who seek to control these abilities
Okay.
and those who want to use them for good.
Okay, now we're getting into like some serious conspiracy theory territory.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is there any indication of what these different factions want?
Well, the novel introduces the concept of Kuppeln, or domes.
Dome.
These structures can be used to control and manipulate events on a massive scale.
Whoa. We're talking some serious, like, advanced technology here.
Yeah.
But who controls these domes?
That's the question.
And what are they trying to achieve?
The novel's intentionally ambiguous on those points,
Okay.
leaving us to speculate about the forces at play and the potential consequences.
It's like we're getting a glimpse behind the curtain
Yeah.
into a world of hidden power and manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't see the whole picture.
Right.
It's a little unsettling.
It is a bit.
The excerpt also mentions something called the start,
Oh, the start.
a significant event
Yeah.
that seems to coincide with these paranormal abilities
Right.
becoming more widespread.
Yeah.
Or,
Accepted, maybe?
yeah.
Perhaps.
So there's like a turning point, a moment where this hidden world starts to bleed into ours.
Yeah, you could say that.
What do we know about this start?
Well, it's one of the big questions the novel raises.
Right.
What we gather is that it's a time of great change
Okay.
when the line between the human world and the Spiegelbild world
Right.
becomes blurred. It's as if a new era is dawning,
Yeah.
and the consequences are uncertain.
Okay. That's a lot to process.
I know, right?
We've got government agencies,
Mhm.
factions, powerful technology,
Yeah.
a mysterious start event,
Right.
and this constant threat of mental manipulation.
Exactly.
It sounds like his journey is getting pretty intense.
It certainly is.
And to navigate this increasingly complex world,
Yeah.
he encounters other intriguing characters
Oh, okay.
who offer him guidance and warnings.
Like who?
We meet Jesse,
Jesse.
who represents like a cautious approach to these abilities.
Okay.
And Horus Sirius,
Horus Sirius.
who seems to embrace a more pragmatic view,
Interesting.
suggesting that these abilities are simply tools.
Okay.
So Jesse is like the voice of caution,
Mm-hmm.
reminding him of the risks,
Yeah.
While Horus Sirius is more of a mentor,
Yeah.
teaching him how to use his powers.
Exactly.
And these different perspectives highlight the ethical dilemmas
Yeah, definitely.
embedded in this world.
For sure.
If you can influence someone's thoughts and actions,
Yeah.
where do you draw the line?
That's a big question.
Yeah, is there any indication of which path he chooses to follow?
The novel doesn't give us clear answers.
Okay.
It focuses on his internal struggle to reconcile his rational mind
Right.
with these extraordinary experiences. He's
Yeah.
constantly questioning his sanity,
I can imagine.
trying to make sense of it all,
Right.
which makes him a relatable character.
It would be like having your whole worldview turned upside down.
Absolutely.
But this struggle to reconcile the rationale
Yeah.
and the extraordinary,
Mhm.
that's something we all grapple with on some level.
Absolutely.
We all have our own ways of making sense of the world.
Right.
And when something challenges those beliefs,
Yeah.
it can be disorienting.
It can.
So his journey isn't just about fantastical abilities.
No, it's not.
It's about the human struggle to understand the unknown,
Yeah.
to reconcile the extraordinary with the familiar. It sounds like this novel is prompting us to do the same.
It is.
And by presenting these different perspectives,
Yeah.
the novel encourages us to think critically
Right.
about the potential consequences of such power.
Absolutely.
It invites us to consider the ethical implications
Uh-huh.
and question who should control these abilities
Yeah.
and how they should be used.
That's right.
This deep dive is definitely living up to its name.
It really is.
They're going deep into not just the content of this novel,
Yeah.
but like the big questions it raises about humanity, power,
Mhm.
and the nature of reality itself.
That's that.
It's mind-blowing.
It is mind
It
blowing.
makes you wonder, what if there's more to our world than we can see?
Yeah, it does make you wonder that.
What if we all have these hidden potentials
Right.
just waiting to be unlocked? Okay, my mind is officially blown.
That's
We've gone from rings to shared dreams to like world-altering technology.
a lot. Yeah.
But one thing that really sticks out to me
Yeah.
is this constant back and forth in the novel between his very logical mind and these just incredible things he's experiencing.
It is fascinating to see how he grapples with that tension,
Yeah.
trying to fit what he's seeing and doing into a rational framework.
Mm-hmm.
Even the novel's language reflects that struggle.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's this mix of almost technical terms for the Spiegelbild world
Right.
alongside these descriptions that are almost childlike.
Yeah.
Like he's looking at something with wonder.
It's like he's simultaneously fascinated and terrified by what he's discovering.
Yeah.
And this excerpt doesn't shy away from like the darker side of things either.
No, it doesn't.
We hear about dark rings, devilish abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and even the possibility of thought stealing.
Right. This is where those ethical considerations you mentioned really come into play.
Right.
The novel makes you ask, like, what happens when these abilities fall into the wrong hands?
Exactly.
If someone can manipulate your thoughts and actions,
Right.
where's the line between influence and control?
That thought-stealing idea is straight out of a sci-fi nightmare.
Yeah, it is.
And it's not just about individual actions either.
Right?
We keep hearing these hints of like a larger conflict brewing,
Uh-huh.
almost like a shadow war over who controls these abilities.
Mm-hmm.
There's talk of paranormal police, government agencies, and that ominous-sounding top-secret entity.
It's as if there's this whole other level of power dynamics
Right.
that he's only just becoming aware of.
So we've gone from his individual journey
Mm-hmm.
to the potential impact of these abilities on society as a whole.
Exactly.
What happens if this start event really does bring these abilities into the open?
That's the ultimate question the novel seems to be posing to us.
Wow.
How would our world change if these powers became commonplace?
Yeah.
It challenges our assumptions about everything,
Right.
from personal relationships and privacy
Mm-hmm.
to the balance of power globally.
So in a way, this novel is less about a fantastical adventure
Right.
and more about holding up a mirror to our own world,
Yeah.
to our own anxieties about technology, control, and what it means to be human
Exactly.
in a world that's constantly changing.
I think that's a very insightful observation. It's through this fictional lens that we can explore these big questions
Right.
in a safe space, you know,
Yeah.
grappling with potential consequences without having to face them in reality.
But that doesn't mean there aren't real-world parallels.
Of course not.
We're already seeing debates about artificial intelligence,
Uh-huh.
the impact of social media on our minds,
Yeah.
and governments developing increasingly sophisticated surveillance technologies.
Absolutely.
So in a way, this novel is tapping into very real anxieties we have about the future.
Yes.
And it makes us think about what role we want to play in shaping that future.
It does.
Are we simply passive observers?
Right.
Or do we have agency to make choices
Right.
that steer us towards a more positive outcome?
A better future.
Yeah, speaking of choices,
Yeah.
the novel throws us another curveball with its ending. What happens to him? Well, does he find answers to his questions?
This is where the excerpt leaves us hanging.
Oh, no.
It ends abruptly with him still searching,
Wow.
still grappling with uncertainty.
Okay.
And it's frustrating on one level, but it's incredibly effective.
Why is that?
Well, it's like the author is saying this isn't a story with neat and tidy answers.
Okay.
It's an invitation to keep questioning, keep exploring,
Yeah.
and to find our own meaning in the face of the unknown.
And that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
It is.
It sparks our imagination
Yeah,
and leaves us wanting more.
I know.
It encourages us to ponder the possibilities, the implications, and maybe look at our own world with a fresh perspective.
That's a good point.
So as we conclude this deep dive,
Yeah.
we're left with a sense of wonder, a thirst for knowledge,
For sure.
and a healthy dose of existential dread.
Maybe a little bit.
But ultimately, it's a reminder that there's always more to learn, more to discover,
Yeah.
and more to question.
Well said. And for you listening at home, that's the real takeaway.
Yeah.
The invitation to keep exploring, keep questioning,
Right?
and keep pushing the boundaries of what you think you know.
Because the world is full of mysteries,
It is.
both within us and out there in the wider universe.
So true.
We've taken a deep dive into this fascinating fictional world,
We have.
but it's made us think about our own reality in new ways.
Yeah, it has.
What about you?
Yeah.
What do you think about this concept of Spiegelbilder?
Right.
Those alternate selves lurking just beyond our perception.
Yeah, what do you think?
Does it make you rethink the nature of consciousness,
Yeah?
the power of the mind,
We'd
or even the very fabric of our reality?
love to hear your thoughts, but for now we've reached the end of our deep dive.
Thanks for joining us on this mind-bending adventure.
Until next time.
Stay curious.